Hey guys, this is a really close-up shot of my face, but I'm going to be doing my makeup on camera today with you guys. There is an early kind of Sephora VIB sale going on right now till September 3rd. I really hope I can get this video up before the sale ends because I have a few recommendations for you. I haven't picked up anything myself. There's a few things I've been thinking of getting, like the ABH Norvina palette, which is this beautiful purple number here, and I don't know, I was thinking maybe the Urban Decay setting spray, you know, the one that everyone raves about, that supposedly keeps your makeup on for 16 hours at a time, but yeah, we shall see. But I do have some products from Sephora that I am going to slap on my face today and that I would recommend for you to pick up because these are already things I own and have a good idea of whether or not they're good products or not. If you like kind of get ready with me videos or recommendation videos, give this video a thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe to my channel, go ahead, I'd love to have you here. And if you want, you can leave a comment down below for what you want to see more. So we will start with the face, I think. So the primer I'm going to start with is this. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. It's oil-free. This is one of the mini sizes of the primer. I didn't get a big one, but I do like this primer. It's got a more silicone-y feel. So if you don't like silicone-y feeling primers, I wouldn't recommend this, but it really helps like with my foundation application, making it not patchy. So I just put a few like little pea-sized spots, a little smaller than that even, and I apply it with my hands. And it just makes your skin feel like really smooth and ready for foundation. I have some really horrible breakouts right now. They're on the mend, but they're still there and they will definitely need some heavy duty covering up. As I was saying, I have some products from Sephora that I would like to recommend, but there are some that like foundations. I don't really own any high-end foundations, but I would recommend this foundation. You hear it sloshing in the background. This is the Ordinary Serum Foundation. It's a lightweight formula. They have two. They have one that's definitely a lot more opaque, but this one, even though I have the pimples, I'll use concealer to cover it. This one I really like because it looks really skin-like and it applies really well. I have the color 2.0N, which is light, medium, neutral, and it comes in this little pump bottle, and you can turn it to lock it, the top, if you know what I mean, and then turn it to open it again. And I just like to squirt a little bit on my finger and apply it like that onto my face. And I do the majority of the blending with my finger, and then I go in with a damp like beauty sponge to really buff it into the skin. It looks a little light right now, but I think because summer is literally just ending, I am a little more tan than I was when I bought this foundation, which was somewhere in the wintertime. That's a look. And this is the Real Techniques beauty sponge. I don't think they sell this at Sephora. I would love to try the beauty blender, but I just can't fork over the almost $30 it costs to buy a beauty blender. It's just a lot of money. And make sure you use this sponge damp because you get the best like bounciness from it when it's damp. Just bring it down your chin a little bit. And the point of this step is really just to even out your skin tone. It's not to cover all your blemishes right away. But yeah, I really like how it's really lightweight and it looks like skin and it doesn't look like cake town. You can layer this foundation too and it won't get really cakey, but I think one layer will probably do me. I know I'm like, oh, it's a Sephora VIB recommendations video, but I don't have a high-end concealer either. So I'm gonna be using the Rimmel Match Perfection concealer. It's in the color 245 Light. This is what it looks like. And I will put it over my blemishes. It's got a little like brush tip. You gotta squeeze it for any product to come out of the brush tip. There we go. Ooh, that's a big dot. I know, I have so many face demons. I don't know if this is TMI, but my time of the month is coming soon and my chin always breaks out just before then. It really sucks. I like to blend it out with my finger to start with, and then I use the beauty sponge to really finish up the job and make it blend seamlessly into my skin. As you can see, you can still kind of see the blemish, but I think that's okay because if you really cake on concealer, it looks really weird because you get like this flesh colored bump on your skin, so it still kind of shows through, but it's not as honking and noticeable, I suppose. You guys are gonna hate me. You're like, I thought this was a Sephora VIB recommendation blah blah video, but I don't have a high-end powder either. And you know what? I don't think you need high-end products to do a good look, so I'm gonna be using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. I'm gonna use this light side to powder. It's actually not that colored. Like, it's pretty translucent in my opinion. And a big fluffy Sephora brush that is from Sephora to apply it. And with powder, less is more. Do not cake powder on or you will look really bad. And I'll be using the contour side here and another contouring Sephora brush. They sell these in a set. I think it's like 88 bucks. I'll put it here or I'll put a link below if it's still available. I'm pretty sure it is, and it's a fantastic brush set. I think they've swapped out some of the brushes since I received it as a gift, but the quality of the brushes are really good. So I would highly recommend that brush set. And I like to contour my jawline and under my chin because I do have quite a round face and I don't really want to look like the moon emoji. And then I contour right here, like around my cheekbone area, just to give my face a little more depth and shape. Do the same on the other side. This is quite a light shade for contouring. I guess I kind of bronze at the same time, but I don't want to go too heavy. I do have to go to work later and I don't want to look like a drag queen. You can bring it up here, closer to your temples, and up to your forehead if you don't have bangs. But I have bangs, so I don't see the point of putting makeup up there if you're not going to see it anyway. So this is something I would definitely recommend you picking up during the sale. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio. They come in a variety of different color combinations. The one I have is called Berry Adore. It's got the colors Velvet, Exotic, and Desert. And this is probably one of the most pigmented blushes that I've ever tried. I'm gonna go for the middle color today. This one's Desert and then this one is Velvet, so I'll be using Exotic. This is a really nice color for fall, and this one's like nicer for spring and summer, so you kind of have like all the seasons here, and then the middle's like a fail-proof go-to blush shade. And I'll be using this Sonia Kashuk stippling brush to apply it. Use a light hand because this stuff is extremely pigmented. And I like to sweep it on, give myself that sun-kissed, glowing from within look. There we go. I think that is enough blush for me. It looks pretty nice. And then I will be using a highlighter, and I don't even know if Sephora sells this highlighter anymore. Yeah, I don't even know if Sephora still sells this highlighter. They sell a quad that's like a face, what do you call it? Face gloss quad that looks very similar to this. This is the Milk Makeup Holographic Powder Quad in Space Jam. And this color here is probably my favorite highlighter ever. Okay, if you can't pick it up at Sephora, I think Milk Makeup has it on their site. And because it's like this beautiful rosy gold highlight, I don't know if it would suit all skin tones, but I really like it because it's like a really nice glowy but rosy highlighter. And I'll be using this fan brush to apply it right here on my upper cheek, and then my finger to do a little exclamation point on my nose, and then whatever's left I rub on my cupid's bow and my chin. Oh man, I don't even know if the camera is doing it justice, but it is just so beautiful. So beautiful. You seeing that? Hey girl, hey. Using my finger, draw a little exclamation point here, and then just blend it out a little bit. And it just gives so much depth to your face. Like, my face is pretty flat if you look at it from a profile, so doing this gives the illusion that, hey, her face has dimension. The face is done. I'm gonna move on to the eyes. And this is a primer from Urban Decay. It's called Minor Sin. I have the original Sin eyeshadow primer, which is this guy. It's still in the squeezy tube. I believe that's a lot more opaque than Miner's in, but I don't want to go like full on shimmer primer today, so I'm going to be using this one. This, I don't know. Yeah, it is the full size. So it's got a doe foot applicator. I don't love this applicator. It's definitely not as hygienic as a squeezy tube, but whatever. I don't have an eye infection. And I just put a little dab on both eyeballs. Eyelids, not eyeballs, that would hurt. And blend it out with my finger, like so. Put a little bit on the bottom lash line too. But don't do this if you have a lot of under eye wrinkles, because it will definitely accentuate them. So now I have this really light shimmery base to put eyeshadows on. So it'll help them last longer and it'll like give them a little shimmer if you don't want to do matte shadow. And this is a product I definitely recommend picking up during the sale. This is the ABH Soft Glam Eyeshadow Palette. There's so many ABH recs here, but honestly I think they're a wonderful, like the makeup they make is wonderful quality because they last long, they're extremely pigmented, they're easy to blend. These are the colors you would receive in the palette. There's a lot of neutrals, which is like perfect for no-brainer looks because so many of them go together. Like honestly, I think if you could pick whatever 3 colors you want in here, they would all go together. And you have options of like smoking it out, making it more glam, or making it more like office appropriate, school appropriate, you name it. And I'll be using the blending shadow brush from Sephora, my go-to eyeshadow brush, to apply some of these powders. I'm gonna use Fairy, which is this light shimmery gold color right here. And I'll be putting that in the inner half of my eyelid. Like this. Oh yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty. And don't go all the way up to your brow bone because that is a little much. Just try and cover your lid space. Like where the top of your eyeball ends, that's where you should stop putting eyeshadow. And then I think I'm gonna go with a more matte color for the outer half. I do have that shimmery base, so it'll still look a little bit illuminated, but I don't wanna go full shimmer for the outer half. I'll be using the color Rustic, which is this light brownie color. Excuse my nails, they are in need of a touch-up. I'll put that in the other half with the other half of this brush that didn't touch the gold Fairy eyeshadow. And just kind of put it on like this. And then whatever is left over, I like to just kind of trace it on the outer half of my bottom eyelid, just a little bit. Don't go all the way because it can really shrink the size of your eye. Just the outer half. And then you can blend it out with like another brush if you need, if it looks a little messy. I have this Sonia Kashuk blending brush that I usually apply like eyebrow highlight with, but I will use it to blend this out a little bit. And then you can use your finger to meld the 2 colors together in the middle so you don't have like a very definitive straight line there. To add one more color, I'll be using this Sephora Precision Shadow Brush. It's like a smaller version of that eyeshadow brush I used before, but this one's a little more dense and not as fluffy. And I'll be using the color Cypress Umber in the Soft Glam palette. You see it, Cypress Umber, there he is. A little darker than Rustic. And then I just put it on the outer corner here, like that. It's really just an accent, like you don't need to go cray there. And then before we put the eyeshadow palette away, I'm going to be using the same Sonia Kashuk blending shadow brush and the color Tempera, which is just a matte, like bone, matte, peachy skin tone color shade for me. And I put some on there and I just kind of blend the top of the shadow so that there's no like harsh edge or arc there. Eyeshadow is done. Pick up this palette, it's so good. Next we'll be using eyeliner. I do have the Stila liquid eyeliner that so many people rave about, but I gotta say it doesn't really hold a candle to my Holy Grail eyeliner, which is a lot cheaper too. This is the Heroine Makes Smooth liquid eyeliner. This baby is waterproof. You could cry through it. It stays on all day and it's got a brush tip, not a felt tip. I find felt tips are definitely not as nice to apply with because they can drag on your eye, but the brush is a lot more like seamless to apply. So even though you can't pick this up at Sephora, it's like $16 on Amazon. It's so good. Pick it up. Okay, so now like the base eyeliner is on, I'm gonna put a wing and hopefully they'll be even. Pray for me that they're even. Oh God. How are we looking? Those are kind of even. That's probably as good as it's gonna get. I think I'm gonna call those wings. I fixed them up a little bit because I don't know, I wasn't that happy with them, but I think those are wings. Okay, so now I'm gonna recommend you a mascara from Urban Decay. This is the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. Bigger, blacker, badder. This was recommended to me by my friend Kira, and she definitely recommended me a good one because this makes your lashes look so good. This is not waterproof though, so I usually like to layer it with like the Heroine Make mascara because I know for sure that's waterproof, and I have really greasy eyes that like to make my mascara melt off my face, and I don't want to look like a ghoul at the end of the day, so I put this on, then I usually layer a waterproof on. I don't really put it on my bottom lashes, just my top. I have really like fluff, like peach fuzzy like eyelashes naturally. Like they're not very long to begin with, so I need all the help I can get in this department. So I put on 2 layers of that, and then I'm gonna just put 1 light layer of the Heroine Make Super Waterproof Long and Curl Mascara over it, just to seal the deal. Oh my God, I don't wanna go to work today. Oh my God. That is that. And then for lips, which I always do last, this is the Clinique Pep Start Pout Perfecting Balm. They come in several colors, I think. This one's guava, and it is a light pink color that does not make me look like Miss Piggy, which is surprising. I like to layer that. Just a light 1 layer. Let that soak in. I don't like applying like full-on lip colors unless I have a balm underneath, because it makes my lips look really dry and cracked if I just put a color on or just a gloss on. They feel really dry. And then after this kind of soaks in, I'm going to be putting on the Bite Beauty matte cream lip crayon in the color Glace, Glace. It is like a Your Lips but better color. It's got a twisty tube, and we'll just apply it on. Don't put too much. Less is more. I find a lot of lip colors don't look that great on me, but I do like how this one looks. Like it's not too strong or too pink or too, what's the word? Miss Piggy like. I'm just using a lip brush to like fill in my Cupid's bow. Before we call this done, I'll be using a setting spray. It's the Mario Badescu one. It's not really made exactly as a setting spray. It's more like a refreshing spray, but it does the job. So before you use this, make sure your mascara has had some time to dry, otherwise it will make your mascara transfer. So this is the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe herbs and rose water. I have the other like green tea one, but this is the rose water one. And it's not that expensive. I think it's like $12 or something. I got this one on Amazon, but I think they sell it at like Urban Outfitters and a whole bunch of other places. It's not too hard to get your hands on. And the mister on it's really nice. Like some misters, I find they like literally squirt a hose of liquid at you, but this one is like a nice mist. And then once that sets, that's the finished look. Glowy, appropriate for a lot of events, everyday life. And if you know, want to glam it up, you can definitely by making your eyes a little more sparklier or using a more dramatic lip color. Yeah. Thanks for watching, you guys. Let me know what you picked up at the Sephora VIB sale, if you picked up anything. I think I will end up getting the Norvina palette because it is just beautiful. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. Bye-bye.